Jai Gurudev children. Hope everybody is safe and happy. Very happy to meet you all once again. Today I am with a very important lesson from Civics. Civics Unit 2 Government, and in this you are going to see what is government. Governments make, execute and implement laws which are applicable to all. Although all governments are the same in that they control a country and its laws, not all governments are created in the same way. In a democracy, for example, people vote in elections and directly or indirectly choose the Prime Minister, President, and other leaders of the country. People also have the power to approach a court of law if they feel that a law has been broken and the government is answerable to the people. But in a monarchy or dictatorship, the power of decision making is in the hands of a monarch or a dictator who is not answerable to the people. Nobody can question them. Who is a monarch? A king or a queen is called a monarch. And people don't have any rights to question a king or a queen or a dictator. A dictator cannot be questioned because he has every power in his hand, and the people would be very much afraid to go and approach the dictator or question him. Types of government. Who gives the government the power to take decisions and enforce laws? The answer to this question depends on the type of government there in a country. In a democracy, it is the people who give the government this power. They do this through elections in which they vote for particular persons and elect them. Once elected, these persons form the government. In a democracy, the government has to explain its actions and defend its decisions to the people. In other words, the people have every right to question the government. Another form of government is monarchy. Who is a monarch? I already explained. Yes, correct. The king or the queen of a country is called a monarch, and he or she has the power to make decisions and run the government. The monarch may have a small group of people to discuss matters with, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch. Unlike in democracy, kings and queens do not have to explain their actions or defend the decisions they take. That's what I said already, that the people under a monarch do not have any rights to ask questions to king or a queen. Democratic governments. India is a democracy. This achievement is the result of a long and eventful struggle of the Indian people. There are other places in the world where people have also struggled to have democracies. You now know that the main feature of a democracy is that the people have the power to elect their leaders. So, in a sense, a democracy is rule by the people. India fought against British colonial rule and became an independent and democratic country in 1947. When do we celebrate our Independence Day? Do you all know that? I know that you know that very well. It's on 15th August. So India got its independence from the British on 15th August 1947. The basic idea of democracy is that People rule themselves by participating in decision making, or you could say in making of these rules. Democratic governments in our times are usually referred to as representative democracies because the people elect their representatives and these representatives form the government and rule the people. That's why these democracies are known as the representative democracies. In representative democracies, people do not participate directly but instead choose their representatives through an election process. These representatives meet and make decisions for the entire population. These days, a government cannot call itself as with the idea of democracy, there comes the idea of universal adult franchise, wherein all the adult citizens must have the right to vote. Nowadays, the government cannot call itself as a democratic government unless it allows the universal adult franchise. So, all the adults who are above the age of 18 years, irrespective of their caste, creed, religion, or community, are allowed to vote. And the right vested on adult citizens of a country is known as the universal adult franchise. Most modern democracies are representative, which means that people do not directly participate in the nation's decision making process but use a process of elections to choose their representatives to create and run the government. Why is this adult franchise or universal adult franchise a very important right in a democracy? Because it gives right to the people to elect their representatives. If the representatives are not working up to the expectation of the people and if the people don't like their representatives, the people will not vote them again in the next election. This would impart a kind of fear in the minds of the politicians or the representatives and make them work better for the people. So that's why universal adult franchise is considered to be a very, very important right vested on the people of a democratic society. But was it always like this? Were all the people in the past given universal adult franchise? No. Can you believe that there was a time when governments did not allow women and the poor to participate in elections? In their earliest forms, governments allowed only men who owned property and were educated to vote. This meant that women, the poor, the propertyless, and the uneducated were not allowed to vote. The country was governed by the rules and regulations that these few men made. In India, before independence, only a small minority was allowed to vote, and they therefore came together to determine the fate of the majority. Several people, including Gandhiji, were shocked at the unfairness of this practice and demanded that all adults have the right to vote. And this is known as what is it known as? Yes, very good. This is known as universal adult franchise. Writing in the journal Young India in 1931, Gandhiji said, "I cannot possibly bear the idea that a man who has got wealth should get the vote, but a man who has got character but no wealth or literacy should have no vote, or that a man who honestly works by the sweat of his brow day in and day out should not have the vote for the crime of being a poor man? His statement clearly indicates that Gandhiji was against this unfair practice of giving voting rights only to literates and men who have property. Was this unfair practice of vesting rights only to few people based on their gender or property was prevalent only in India? No, it was not correct. Nowhere in the world have governments willingly shared power. All over Europe and USA, women and the poor have had to fight for participation in government. Women's struggle to vote got strengthened during the First World War. This movement is called Women's Suffrage Movement, as the term suffrage usually means the right to vote. During the war, many men were away fighting, and because of this, women were called upon to do the work that was earlier considered to be men's work. Many women began organizing and managing different kinds of work. When people saw this, they began to wonder why they had created so many unfair stereotypes about women and what they were capable of doing. So, women began to be seen as being equally capable of making decisions. The suffragettes demanded the right to vote for all women, and to get their demands heard, they chained themselves to railings in public places. Many suffragettes were imprisoned and went on hunger strikes, and they had to be fed by force. American women got the right to vote in 1920, while women in the UK, that is England, got to vote on the same terms as men some years later, that is in the year 1928.